Welcome to the Valt Podcast. We are your car culture cultivators. Thank you guys for joining us. Once again, my name is Sean, and of course, we have our co-host.
Joe, how's it going, everybody?
Vijay, hey, how's it going?
Cool. Great show as well lined up. Joe, what do we have on deck?
So I thought it'd be fun to start giving you guys, listeners, the question of the day. And so for those who are watching this,
Question of the day.
you're on YouTube, so feel free to subscribe to our channel and also comment down below your answer to the question of the day, which is this week, what is the vehicle with the best windshield wiper setup, and what is the vehicle with the worst? So to inspire you guys, I'll start by giving you the worst, in my opinion, is any Ford Euro, like a hatchback or like a transit van.
Yeah.
From like 2017. You know those ones that go like this?
Yes.
Those are stupid. I hate those. That's the worst. And the best, and these could be quick fire questions. You don't have to think about these too long, but I think the best windshield wipers, probably in my opinion, are either early 80s or 90s Mercedes with the mono wiper.
Yeah.
Or a lot of the SLs from the generation had like different weird, unique wiper movements. So like for an 86 560 SL had a mono wiper that also had like a little one that would follow it, which was kind of weird. I'll see if I could pull up something for in post for those who are curious about what that is like. But those are my two.
I've seen a certain Mercedes wiper which extends the wiper at a certain point of the rotation so that it can cover a little bit more.
Yeah, the 140. If you look at it closely, there's a shock that shoots up that like extends it.
It extends, so it increases the coverage by like 4.99% more than
the Mercedes. That's the reason why I thought about this is that Mercedes over the years has like everyone kind of like just the same thing, right? That's it.
Yeah.
And Mercedes, for some reason, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, had different wiper mechanisms every single decade, almost as if they were trying to find the perfect wiper situation, and none of them made sense. Like that shock would probably break on the 140. The mono wiper was like, you're not getting enough visibility. So like it was almost like they were trying to engineer something that was already perfectly engineered with just two wipers. But yeah.
Over engineer it.
What's your
Well, this is I wasn't expecting this question because I've never ever really paid attention to windshield wipers before.
That's a me thing.
Yeah. It was one of those questions where on the way to the show today, you were like, fucking windshield wipers as we're driving in the rain. But I would say I don't know if I'm gonna steal VJ's because we talked about it, but I don't know if that one is yours.
No, I'm thinking of a couple of other ones.
Okay,
also.
cool.
Yeah.
So I was certainly going to say that the Tesla, the new Cybertruck one, is pretty damn terrible.
It's like what, 4 foot long?
It's huge. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And
they have to develop special motors which are powerful enough for it to be able to move.
Yeah. It seems like that. It's might burn out sooner rather than later. Yeah. And probably, here's one that annoyed me. Was on the FJ Cruiser, is the whole windshield and the whole wiper situation was so annoying because number one, the windshield was so square. Anytime a rock would hit it, it's an automatic chip. Yeah. Nothing would bounce off. It was like a cracked windshield. And then with the wiper situation, 3 windshield wipers, it was dumb.
Yeah.
So, those are mine.
Yeah. So again, with the Cybertruck, when the truck was being designed and when Tesla was making their usual outlandish claims about the technology that would come, there was a patent filed for the Cybertruck to have a laser-based mechanism to clean the windshield instead of having a physical wiper. He claimed that they would have a laser shoot across the
like ultrasonic, some like vibrating the water.
Exactly, like cleaning of spectacles. They use ultrasonic or something like that. Mm-hmm. So they patented a certain mechanism which would clean the windshield without having a physical wiper. So that was weird again on the wiper situation. But recently I saw a 50s probably or even a 40s Alfa Romeo military vehicle. So it looks like a Jeep, but it's an Alfa Romeo, which was built for that purpose, which obviously did not make the cut, I guess. So they may have probably built a handful of them. And it had, even though it was just like a regular flat windshield, it had 2 separate small wipers, and each wiper had like a gigantic motor, which is sticking out in front of the windshield. So that stuck out as pretty shocking and interesting to me.
an honorable mention is the Bentley Turbo R. I don't know if you ever got to experience it or you ever got to experience it, but when you turn the windshield wipers on, it's like the most British thing in the world. It goes like this, literally real-time speed.
Yeah. Even my Peugeot is almost that slow.
Yeah, so like that just is horrible. Like barely, it doesn't actually work at all.
It doesn't work.
So that we'll talk about the Bentley later.
For the record, when you let me drive that thing, the disclaimer list was so damn long, I was afraid to turn on anything.
Yeah, because technically, because I drive it a lot, but it's my dad's, and I don't. And the car is so weird that like I just don't want anything to happen to it, because then I'd be on the hook for a humongous bill. Because anything on that car that breaks is like
GDP of a small country.
money. But it's beautiful to drive, and after you both drove it, the car was driving amazingly, because it really we put this is part of my project of it. We collectively put like almost 2,000 miles on the car in like a month. So 2% of the car's total mileage ever was this week.
It's only like 80 something, right? 80.
Yeah, it's 80. It's at 85. My goal, we bought it at 68. I've put probably more than half of the mileage on it. And my goal is to get it to 100. But we'll talk about that later, because there's a lot of Bentley talk in this podcast.
Yeah. Yep.
So that takes us into current events. We start this segment with every single week the same, but can you guys see one F1 this past weekend? Start with you, because I bet you don't know.
What?
Who won F1 this past weekend?
I don't even know what F1 is.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have no idea.
VJ. Give us the
Max Verstappen.
No, not Max Verstappen this time, which was surprising. When I was writing this, I'm like, typical. Oh yeah, definitely. And then I Googled it, and I'm like, huh. So VJ, why don't you take us through what happened this weekend?
So turns out everyone was again ready to see another Max win, but then turns out the only thing that could stop him, which happened, was DNF, which is technical failure in the car. So he had a rear right brake caliper stuck on right from the start of the race, which led to the whole brake catching fire and melting the whole subassembly and the tires. So he had to retire within 5 laps or so. So that basically left the win wide open, and Ferrari managed to get a 1-2 finish with Carlos Sainz winning again instead of Charles Leclerc. One weekend when Max retires, Charles doesn't qualify on the front row and Sainz qualifies ahead of him. It's like a super rare event, and Sainz goes on to win. So it's extra painful for Charles Leclerc fans to see him always being there, being better, but when it mattered, when the chance came, he just did not do it.
Yeah. Well, for the fans who are watching at home, at least Max Verstappen and Red Bull aren't going to be having a perfect season.
Nice.
Yep.
So that's kind of
at
least slightly entertaining.
All 24.
Are you into F1?
Nope. I don't watch a single race yet. Okay. My dad watches them a lot, and I like to watch the memes after. So I don't have time to watch
anytime
them.
you're at a track, there's races going on. You absolutely, there's nothing like it. It's like one of the best spectator sports.
It's a
in the
full
world.
experience,
but it's got to be the worst TV sport. It's so hard to watch. 'Cause it's hard, especially being new to it. You don't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, the technology today is so good. They probably I don't. I'm not sure if there are drones following them or not, but
but there's also things like this thing called F1 Team Viewer, which allows you to split the whole viewing experience across multiple screens. You can put a bunch of data on one screen. You can put onboards of different drivers on one screen. Yeah, you can just pick and choose, customize your viewing experience a lot these days. So the technology has improved a lot so that you can follow pretty much anything across the board, whether it's onboards of each driver or actual lap times and stuff. So everything's available. Yeah.
Nice.
On F1 TV app itself.
I always say nobody markets their sport like racing. By far, NFL, baseball, or MLB, NBA, whatever the case is, racing.
Yep.
By far and large, is marketing is phenomenal.
Yeah. So in other news, Gunther Werks Turbo crashed at Laguna Seca with a Patrick Long inside the car, I think.
Have you guys seen the photos of that
No.
crash car? Oh, it's shocking.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Did he
Sean?
roll it?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It was one whole half of the roof was caved completely in, except for the small section the driver was in. The roof was fully caved in.
Was that that carbon fiber? Was it a carbon fiber?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So the one on the truck, the third photo.
Yeah.
You look at the roof there. Apparently, they don't have a extensive roll cage because of because if
Wow.
it being
Did he get
based
hurt?
in a no, apparently he was fine. Yeah.
Wow.
But they posted a photo of this explaining what happened and everything, and they turned off all the comments on their last 10 posts and everything.
Dude, that's crazy.
I don't know how much this cost, like $500,000, $1 million.
Yeah, probably about 550,
Yeah.
600.
Now it's
Yeah.
worth $1 million.
Yeah, now it'll be sold at RM Sotheby's this year
Exactly.
for $2.7 million.
Yeah, like people were expressing concerns on these sort of what do you call resto mods based off of vintage cars and their structural integrity and crash.
Well, it's a great. I mean, you know, kit cars are not like you need to be really careful with that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, I didn't expect Gunther Works to be.
No.
this lax.
Yeah, they probably aren't like. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you would. Maybe they're expecting like their clientele to not really be like pushing their cars as much, and since they aren't producing that many, they don't have to follow on a lot of those like crash regulation rules. So,
Yeah, this could have easily killed someone.
yeah, could have.
Yeah.
So, the last piece of current events this week is that the Tesla full self-driving beta will be available to all cars. I heard that Elon or someone is forcing every single person that buys a Tesla to be required to take an onboarding onto the FSD.
Because every time you go out, you see people driving Teslas with watching TikTok or YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
just
just
get
not
rid of
want
their
to.
liability.
Yeah. So they want to do that hands always on the wheel training thing, I guess.
Yeah.
That's required by
It'll cover their ass.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it's self-driving, but you always have to have your hands on the wheel.
Yeah, that's what FSD. You have to.
Got him.
They have those like tennis ball mods and stuff,
Yeah.
right?
It's Tesla marketing for you.
Yeah, right. It's like not really self-driving, but you know,
It's level 2.
Yeah.
Full self-driving is level 5. They're not even halfway there. Yeah.
yeah, and it'll be a long time before they get there.
Dude, shouts out to the Tesla owners, man. Fall for it every time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
cool though. Good product, I guess.
Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I hope that there's less FSD people around me, and they don't want to do this. But
There should be a service showing how many FSDs are active around you.
yeah, right. That'd be great.
Like Waze app.
yeah, tell you how much in danger you are.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So out of the four of us here, including Robert, which one's going to be the first one to go electric?
I mean, I've driven electric cars,
Yeah.
and I understand the appliance aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't like the fact that I have to charge for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If I'm
I
going
would
a long
totally go
distance.
for something like an e-golf as a daily. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah. Like a small car with doesn't have to carry on too much battery, just like 100-mile range thing for local commutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense if you have a plug at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My money's definitely on Robert, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the person who
First
says the least this podcast is going to be the one that gets.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that brings us into Vault news. A couple weeks ago, we had Sundays in Solano. It was a great event, great turnout. It feels like forever ago, but I really think it was maybe just like 2 weekends ago. This last weekend, I don't know. We took a week off of the podcast recording, so we're kind of up. But did you went? You were in the 9/11.
Yeah, it was
You
2
were
weeks
there.
ago.
It was a
weeks
great
ago.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing more to say. It's a great event, and on that same vibe, we announced Carbecue, which is happening the first time on April 7th. Carbecue is going to be just like Sundays on Solano, but it's in the early afternoon, and there's going to be food available to buy and stuff. So that's going to be in Point Richmond, and I'm really excited for that. And also the crowd is really excited for that too. It's gotten more shares than any of our Solano posters by a
That's
long
awesome.
shot so far.
Awesome. Yeah.
So that'll be really, really fun.
Yeah, thank you to you guys, man, for making Sundays on Solano really pop off. It started as just kind of an alternative spot, and now to what it is, rain or shine, is we always have a great group of cars out there, great group of guys, ladies, families. It's a very unique event. It's right on the street,
Super laid
right on the
back.
strip. Yeah,
Yeah,
super laid back.
Come in and leave anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
if you
become a
haven't
thing
been,
of its
Yeah,
own.
come check it out.
Yeah, it's a really cool experience to be a part of. You would think it doesn't make sense, but it really does when you get there. So
Yeah.
If you haven't come, you should come. It's
people
really
just
nice.
hang out there. They're
Every
there,
third
like,
Sunday. Yeah,
all
they're for
day.
hours.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
Every third Sunday of the month, no matter what, rain or shine, sleet, snow, hail. Maybe if there was an earthquake, maybe that
It's still-
destroyed
we're
the
still
city. Maybe
doing
not. Yeah, I guess we'll still do it. But last piece of Vault news is that Cars and Culture, the first one of the year, is going to be in about a week or two from now. And that's going to be at Napa Vault. So registration's open, it's starting to look like a good event. Can't wait for it. Not much more to say. You know what Cars and Cultures are like. It'll be fun. Coffee's going to be there, pastries, all that stuff. So yeah, that brings us into project updates. And I believe that I might be one of the only people with project updates this week, so I'll go fast. But I got a shop for my detailing business like a week ago. So that's really cool. It's in Concord.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to do this for like a year, and I just haven't had the right moment. And I got lucky with the space, and so past month I've been painting the walls, cleaning the floors, introducing some people to the space, getting that all organized. This weekend we're going to move cars in, and we're going to be officially open on this coming Monday. So that'll be really cool.
Nice.
And then
No, go ahead.
Oh, and then the last bit of our project updates. I think collectively we all got to drive the Bentley. We've put like 2,000 miles on this car in the past like month. And
It's consumed 200 gallons of gas.
Yeah, so much gas. And it's been driving really good. I mean, it hasn't moved since last Monday, so it's probably leaking a lot right now. But
Did I put $60 in that tank, and I think it moved like a quarter of a tank. I was like, oh my God.
yeah.
Exactly. Like, I filled and got onto the highway and I saw it dip.
It really feels like you're burning cash. Like whenever I put gas in, I'm just like, I just got to get somewhere. And I'm like, should I put 60 in or should I just fill it up? And I'm just going to fill it up. And then it goes like 250 miles later, it's gone. And I'm like, whatever. So that's stored right now, but it's been a good time. I do really enjoy driving the car. It's a very unique sense of occasion that we're going to talk about in today's main topic. But other than that, it's a car that I like to keep in the house.
Nice. I have actually do have one update. I got an update on the Mini Cooper, and apparently the motor is on its way.
Wow.
So that's a confirmation.
Okay.
Well, maybe. Well, we don't know yet.
Did the ship crash into a bridge recently?
Yeah. That's where it was probably, right?
Did you lose it in the Baltimore River?
Yeah, it's in the bottom of it's on the East Coast somewhere right now.
Oh, man.
Hope it's not on
Your guy calls you and says, hey, we lost the motor.
Don't give anybody any ideas,
I fucked up.
That's good. Maybe we'll see it in like 2025.
Yeah, is between the Mini Cooper and the Datsun, those are the two cars I'm waiting to come back before I really get out there and do some driving.
Yeah.
So I miss both of those. Both of those cars are just fun to drive.
Yeah, they're good cars. And VJ, you've already spoken about your wheels. So anything else to report on the beat or anything?
No, like my Peugeot has been like starting up really fast now.
Great.
It's like the previous owner told me. Yeah, the previous owner told me that. Yeah, the previous owner said he ignored the car and it was fighting him because of that. So now that I've been like driving it 3-4 days a week, it's starting up so fast, even faster than I came in.
Amazing. That's great. It's
like,
great to hear.
Car's perfect, and when everything became perfect, the rear left tire has got a slow puncture now.
Yeah, well, it's a French car. It's gonna find a way to hurt you.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Did you guys do a photo shoot too with the Beats? Did I see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked
we
dope.
had 4 Beats together.
That looked dope. Yeah.
Yeah, Kamisa, Rich, Jake, and me. Yeah. Yeah, but the Peugeot probably has a rear left slow puncture. No. Yeah.
Okay, so that takes us into marketplace finds for this week. We're going to start off weird. Actually, what I did to find this car is I went onto Craigslist and I just typed in weird. That's all I typed in.
That's awesome.
And this is the first thing that came up, literally first thing that came up. So this is a 1983 AMC Eagle. Super rare mint condition, must see. $7,900. Honestly, this does.
That's a pretty good deal. That's solid.
This does seem really clean. Like quite clean.
Seats.
That's the worst. This wood just feels like you look at this and you just think of water damage. I don't know. It's like cheap ass like peeling up wood, plastic.
Oh. I can smell it.
Like you just like this door, you pull it and the whole thing will come off.
Yeah.
But like it's still an interesting little car.
Lots of orange everywhere.
I would never buy it, but it would be fun to look at for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my first find. AMC
I
Eagle.
couldn't imagine the maintenance on it, number one. 2, when you brought that home to the wife and you're like, hey,
Guess what we got?
This is us.
Yeah, and it has the steel beam headlights too, which is you're not going to get anymore with those. Probably has 80 horsepower from the 80s.
Red line of 1500 RPM. So.
Yeah. $7,900 though seems pretty like a good.
Is this
like,
a V8 or what is it?
I have no idea what it is. There's no
shown?
picture of the engine. But it's not anything. It's not supposed to be fast or anything.
Like 3-speed gearbox or something.
Yeah, probably some shitty ass. And then the last one I picked was a 335 diesel. Robert and I have been talking about these a lot.
Yeah.
We have a member with one that has been converted into a 60s Mercedes.
Mercedes, yeah.
He literally dropped the body onto the main chassis of the car.
Which
W108.
that thing is nice.
Yeah.
The patina on that thing is.
If you're
nice.
listening to this, you can make a business out of this. By the way, I don't know if you're watching this now, but you can make a business. You should, because I think people would buy that. A lot of people would buy that. But we were talking at him and I think one other person were talking about 335Ds at lunch after a drive, and he was saying that like good ones are really expensive. I don't know if this says 208,000 miles, but $6,800, and you're getting probably an okay car. It's probably it's one of the best daily drivers you could get. Period.
It's got 209 miles, 209,000 miles on it.
Yeah, but it's a diesel, and as long as things have been replaced on it, like if the all the emission stuff is good, then you're basically fine. These have issues with carbon buildup if you keep the emission stuff on the car, but if you can't take it off, which is illegal in California, and I don't recommend doing that because I don't know what that's like, but you can get carbon buildup and stuff. If this already has 208,000 miles, this is probably like good for another 100 at least. So this is consumer advice. Perfect daily driver. You get like 45 miles per gallon on these cars, and they're comfortable. You heated seats, all this stuff, all that jazz. So, Robert found a Plymouth Superbird. I'm not sure.
That's me subbing for Robert.
So
I always thought these were so cool.
Yeah, it's a Superbird. These are really cool. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. There used to be a NASCAR based off of this, right? NASCAR race car.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, look at that wing.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's
Definitely designed, sculpted by Air, designed by CFD.
Yeah, it's very pretty. You don't see these ever.
These are all in the Midwest.
Yeah.
They're all in the Midwest.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Superbirds are wild.
Yeah, you'll see them. There's a few guys, buried in like Solano and Contra Costa County that have. I've seen it. Quite
Maybe
a few of these.
like Sacramento has the.
Yeah.
They have more American stuff.
Yeah.
Our friend Mike Musto has a reproduction, like he has like a whatever this is based off of, but like converted into with the nose cone and the wing.
Charger Daytona.
Yeah, whatever. Has one of these that has, or that at least used to have the body kit. I've seen them in person, but I haven't seen one in like years. It would be cool to see. I mean, I forgot how expensive they get.
If you go to Ohio, you'll see it.
Yeah, I would like to. I would like to experience. I'm not to experience one because I'm sure they're horrible. But like, I would love to at least look at it. And they're probably just like a big, huge boat with like no steering feel.
Yeah,
and
just for cruising.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine going 100 miles in that thing?
Oh my god. Tiring. So thanks, Robert, for that one. We're gonna go into the total opposite. VJ found a Cybertruck Foundation series.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
That's the one that is extra 15 grand or something like that. Yeah.
So it's a box. You've seen this already.
That's the what the fuck did I just do series.
Yeah.
One of these sold for
let's sell it.
One of these sold for $250 recently.
$250,000.
Yeah.
This is also consumer advice. These aren't worth it. Get anything else. Get a Honda Ridgeline. They're better probably.
Yeah.
If you like it, if you like the graffiti, I get it. But
Ridgeline. Do you know I tried to buy a Ridgeline? Quick story. I tried to buy a Ridgeline in the Dominican Republic, and they told me
180,000.
No. They told me no, you can't buy this car because it's what all the cartel uses.
Okay.
I was like, okay, thanks.
So consumer advice: if you're ever in the Dominican Republic and you see a Ridgeline opposite direction, walk the opposite direction.
Exactly.
Because they're coming for you specifically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, in the opposite direction, we went from Superbird to Cybertruck, now going into
The 60s.
a BMW 1600.
I think this 1600 GT look, it has 911 sort of looks from the 60s also.
Yeah.
A little bit 911 in the back. It's like a squished 911.
If I recall, this was like commissioned by BMW.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like it was
They
like a
acquired
Carmen
a company called Hans, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Which led to this, which was only 1200 made, something like that.
What's the motor in this?
4-cylinder, 4-speed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
1.5
very similar
liters.
to the it's probably like precursor to 2002. Probably like no power, totally gutless.
It has no BMW lineage in the design.
Feels like it has the same door as the 911, like identical door. Like it's the same door, like a Porsche number almost would feel like it.
Yeah.
The only lineage is the taillights. You see these in early 2002s.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is cool. I wouldn't. It's a weird car to add to your collection because unless you're a BMW nut and trying to find the full lineage of the brand, but it's not something that's probably very pleasant to drive.
It's not a pretty car at all either.
It's not really something that like would be like that impressive at an event unless it's like a specifically BMW Concours.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. How much do these? How much is this going for now? 10 grand. Okay, so I'm not sure this is really worth whatever it's going to go for. But
What are they sold at?
I bet you there's not enough
Never
data.
seen one of these, so
Let me
that's why I
see.
posted it.
Is there anything here that I could find?
Looking
Let's
up
see.
at the
BMW
top.
1600.
This was like built in Germany, modified in Netherlands, and then sold to a Canadian person, and then listed now in Washington, something like that.
See if I can find any 1600. I've seen them at BMW events, but I would be surprised if this went for more than $100,000. Probably,
Yeah.
I would say like this is probably. I mean, the experience probably $40,000. These are better. The 2002s are better,
2002s, yeah.
better driving experiences, and we're not going to find any. This is 2017. Yeah, there's no shot.
Yeah.
So it's cool that 1600s are very rare, but they're rare for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, like they didn't build any, no one bought them, so that's just how it goes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, but it's a good car. I hope it comes to the Bay Area and comes to a show. That'd be cool. So that brings us in today's main topic, which is what kind of car has the best detailing and the worst detailing. And
You mean details?
like
Design details?
Yeah, so like interior, like what car have you been in or experienced that has the most exquisite and well made feeling interior or exterior, and then transversely, what's the worst experience you've had? So I will start because we've talked about the Bentley a lot, and I personally think that the Turbo R, interior wise, for the most part, every single component of that car is extremely heavy and well crafted, and even like down to the air vents, which feel like they're cut out of a single piece of metal. If you compare them to any car from that era, any Mercedes, any BMW, it like shoots everything out of the water. Even to the point of I detailed a new Rolls Royce, and they share the same interior like feel, but even now, like the Bentley Turbo R feels exactly like
All the tactility.
it feels way better. Yeah, like it's much heavier. So
yeah, I loved turning on the headlights in it, the switches, and
so everything is
It
very.
was so good to feel.
So what about you
the
guys?
weight.
What do you think the best detailing that you've experienced in a car?
I mean, in terms of like small visual details, this might sound ironic, but I really love American cars from 60s, 70s with their the cursive writing for their names. So like the Cougar, the Charger, the way their names were written, like that was so artistic in the way they made the lettering for those cars in that era. Really love that. Maybe not the build quality, but the design of the lettering and stuff. And then from Italian side, I recently sat in a Lancia Fulvia, which is like a pre-Fiat Lancia back when everything was super well engineered, over-engineered in terms of quality and reliability and everything, which ended up kind of bankrupting the company. But that quality is, I feel, stood out a lot recently. Like everything in it feels so fresh, all the tactility and everything feels very tight, nice. Yeah,
Nice.
the choice of materials, the way it's all put together.
Yeah, very simple
finish,
but very elegantly designed.
Yeah, fit and finish. So that looked really nice.
And then just for the viewers, we can go into the Bentley Turbo R's interior. This is a period. It's a period ad, but like this is, the photos don't do it justice. You have to really be in the car to experience what this feels like. But it's like it's next level. Like it really is next level compared to anything else. Sean, what about you?
Man, I mean, to be different, I can talk about modern stuff. By far, I mean, if you look at just the design elements in a Pagani, I mean, it's just the interior is just, I mean, it's incredible what they do with the design.
Jewelry,
yeah, straight jewelry.
It's like steampunk almost.
I would be so intimidated though too. Hey, let me drive it, or you can drive it, sir.
What do you think about what do you think about new Audi, Mercedes, BMW?
No, I like the look of manual things going on, buttons, which brings me to the worst. And I feel like I'm bashing Tesla today, but the first time I rode, and actually all the times I rode in a Tesla, I'm like, the interior is just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I know it's simplicity, I guess, at its finest, but it's so simplistic that I don't get it.
And it also rattles.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. If you don't take care of the Teslas, it's like a very, very quick, bad experience. Like you can really go downhill fast.
Yeah.
And just for those wondering, my favorite exterior detailing, if you've seen these cars in person, if you go to Car Week at all, the Delahaye's, period, any Delahaye is amazing. If you look at it in person, once again, this is kind of a weird photo, but if you look at these details in person, close up, it's insane. Like these cars are crazy. Obviously, these are not, there's like 4 of them or something, but like they're like insanely nice. And my least favorite interior, another vintage review, but it's the Mercedes 6.9. Back in the day, these cars were like incredibly expensive.
Don't you guys have one of those?
Yeah. My dad does.
Yeah.
And he would agree with me. But if I can get to these photos, adjusted for inflation, these were like $350,000 cars. And like they're just like, I mean, the interior quality, it's all black and white, but like this is all like the same wood that we're seeing from like the AMC Eagle, like kind of like shitty wood. The dash is plastic. The door cards aren't very good compared to a Bentley from this time where everything was incredibly important. This leaves a lot to be desired. So this is my least favorite for detailing. They could have done so much more on this
worst
car.
interior for me is probably E36.
E36? It's pretty plasticky.
It's bad.
Yeah, all the plastic.
Unless it's like yours and it's well kept.
Yeah, if it's not well kept, then it's like self-recycling.
Everything is starting to
self-recycling.
Yeah. But you can also hear it too. And you can see like where the door cards, where the glue is just coming off. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So for today's scenario, we're going to be reenacting a Top Gear special challenge. So for those who are Top Gear enthusiasts, you will know that Jimmy, Richard, and James went to the South in 2007 on the mission to drive through the countryside with a U.S. car, domestic car, for $1,000 or less. That is literally impossible now. Just for inflation, that's about $1,600. Still close to impossible. But we're making our best effort. Yeah. And our requirement is to find a car, a car that exists in the marketplace right now, and tell us why you're buying it. Yeah. So I'll start because the first one I picked was a Chevy Silverado pickup truck. It was $500. It had 485,000 miles on it. The whole underneath was completely rusted out. And they were trying to sell you on features like that it still had a transmission and that the radio worked. Literally, the description has cool features such as transmission and radio. I was really excited to show this to you, but within the last week, someone bought it, or it fell apart.
Probably bought it for parts.
Yeah. So I found another car for you, which is a 1999 again Silverado. This one has 200,000 miles, and I'm at a paywall here, so I'm going to be zooming in and showing you the photos.
Wait a minute. You're $95 over. He's already dropped it $100.
I'm $295 over. Actually, I need to haggle big time. It's a hot car. Apparently, people were looking at it.
Seats are mint.
But so this is it. They didn't bother to.
It's a hot car.
It's a hot car. They didn't bother to really.
In this economy.
Dan Deary, dude. What kind of cars are you selling, bro?
Remember when you could get like a half decent car for $1,000?
Wait. If I went on somebody's lot and they had this car, it just amongst they were just selling this, like.
Yeah, I mean, there's tape
dude,
all over it. It's like disgusting. But
it's not even vacuum.
Unfortunately, this is the reality of the situation. I'll be driving through the South in a 1999 Chevy Silverado
to blend right in
with V8 motor and 200,000 miles.
With that?
Yeah, you get free anything you want. And this is a hot car.
Did you see the trash inside?
Yeah, has heated seats, by the way.
Possums included.
Yeah, whatever. We can't do that. But anyway, so that's my car. I'll be taking it through the South, enjoying every moment of it.
Oh man.
I mean, when you're going through the southern states, like especially like Texas, I think the right choice of car is a long-legged V8 with long gearing that you can just chill in. Yeah, I think the Crown Vic is a good candidate for that, with like cushy seats and a V8 that'll just like settle into a rhythm on the highways.
Yeah,
munching down miles.
We look really good. Oh wow, these seats are incredible for
this looks good
mileage.
For the price.
You are being pulled over in every city. They're calling the dogs on you on every city. Mind if we search your car?
Light flint, the interior color is called.
Yeah, that's funny.
Matching interior, exterior.
Beige on beige.
It looks mint.
Police Interceptor.
Murica.
Needs a motor, but we can just assume pretend it doesn't need a motor. Something must have happened to it, but maybe we can fix it.
It's only 100,000 miles.
Might just need an oil change. Who knows?
Yeah.
So before you click on mine too, I'll introduce mine. It's awesome. So with me, it's important that that I be stylistic, so I chose, an Aston Martin DBS Sports Saloon.
4,000. Does it have a car?
But it was only better. So I mean, it's a Mustang too, but it's nobody would even know, dude.
Look at the front wheel, the tire.
Yes. You can't say that's not 70s Aston Martin.
This is sat under a tree for 20 years.
Yeah.
Manual transmission.
You need to wear a hazmat suit to get inside this.
Dude, red on red. That's actually pretty hot.
This is basically Robert's Camaro.
Yeah, the Mustang 2, I think, was the worst Mustang ever created, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I think that's what the whole point of the car, right? There's a couple of Mustang 2s around, not in my neighborhood, luckily, but like there's some that drive by my neighborhood sometimes. It's a blue one with huge wheels, and I'm like, man, this guy's rocking it.
Spinny wheels.
Yeah, they're like gold, like small spoke wheels. I'm like, at least this guy likes what he likes, but like this thing is just horrible. They really dropped the ball big time.
The lighting is also perfect for the listing.
Yeah, it's like a fever dream. Everything is like, where am I? What is this?
We should do like our best and worst, like oil embargo car.
This is probably one of the worst.
Yeah,
this car just shouts Malay's era.
It's a manual.
Yeah,
123, 456.
Sure,
so that's not real. But
yeah,
I think we'd look pretty good in the South driving through with our cars.
Oh man,
You'd make it. I don't actually. You don't have a motor, so you might not make it.
Flintstones.
Yeah, you'd Flintstone it. We probably wouldn't make it. Yeah. Yours is a Proyecto, Necesito a Trabajo, so you need work.
We'd be stuck. We'd be stuck somewhere in the Midwest with a bad shrink habit.
Yeah. I mean, we have the whole Top Gear crew to fix our mechanical stuff. So
yeah, we'd have a car in the background, like a Ford Escape, sitting there waiting for us. But yeah, that's good. We would look good. Anything else, guys, before we close out on this relatively quick podcast episode?
No, I don't have anything. Thank you guys for watching. This is, how many are we in now?
We've well, this is episode like we're close to 80.
Yeah, 80 episodes in. Wow. So we thank you guys for your support. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell us the things that you want to see. We're all about making changes and improving the show. This is your show, so thank you guys.
Yeah, and comment down below if you could find one, what car you would be bringing to the South with us for $1,600 or below. Okay. I am curious to know if you can find anything that we couldn't find, because I looked for days and I couldn't find anything. So, yeah. Other than that,
lawnmowers, golf carts.
Yeah, golf carts
and school buses.
School buses. But on that note, we're gonna close it, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Cheers.